But right now, we have a brand new segment we're super excited to share with you. Tom Tormey came on a few weeks ago just for an interview, focusing around cameos versus first appearance, and he's just a comic book historian with a wealth of knowledge. So we thought it'd be a good idea to do a weekly segment with him called the Cosmic Comic History Minute. Gosh, I cannot spit it out.
10 times fast.
So Tom's going to come on, give us a good juicy nugget of some comic book history, and then we'll discuss it. So here we go. It's about She-Hulk, which we already discussed, but this is pretty fascinating. Give it a watch.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tom Tormey from Cosmic Comic History, and this is your Cosmic Minute, and today we're talking She-Hulk. The internet is going wild for casting news for the She-Hulk Disney Plus series, but did you know that She-Hulk only exists today because of a TV series? In the late 70s, early 80s, Marvel and CBS were running high on the Incredible Hulk. Years earlier, ABC's The $6 Million Man was a huge hit for the station. It was so successful that a spin-off series, The Bionic Woman, was launched. The spin-off was another huge hit. Stan Lee noticed that Marvel didn't own copyrights on female versions of its heroes like Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk, the latter of which was on CBS. Marvel became concerned that CBS might cash in on the Hulk's fame with a female version of the Green Goliath. CBS could make a ton of money and not have to pay Marvel a dime. So in 1980, Stan Lee, along with artist John Buscema, created She-Hulk. Not for storytelling purposes, not to move books, but simply to secure a copyright before someone else could.
Not for storytelling purposes, not for books, just for the copyright. That is fascinating. Tom, thank you so much. I look forward to this segment each and every week, but we're here to discuss it. I think Tom is in the comment section, so just if you want to have any questions about this, hit him up. But I find this absolutely fascinating. Stan Lee wasn't like, you know what would be great? A female Hulk. We have great story. No, he wanted to protect an IP, a potential IP from a network. I find that fascinating.
Yeah. Like, let's play chess here. Look, I mean, you got to be on your toes when it comes to business. And when you're thinking about the business side of things in a creative process, if the creative formula also works, then it's a win-win. And I think about, when you think about music as a musician, and I know both of you, are into music. You got some musical talent. So, I know for me, when I was, on a record label, and we get into situations to where we are so conscious of wanting to produce something for a market, it can take away from that creative process. And I've been in that situation plenty of times. But I think this is a situation where, you look at the creative genius behind, Stan and everyone else that was working on this to say, we need to take a business move, but we need to make sure that the creative process behind it is also fresh, genuine, and can speak to the audience instead of be this bland, dry kind of corporate push just to, like you said, gain an IP. So I think that speaks to the brilliance of the creative team that put that together back then in 1980, and look at where we are today. I mean, she's a character that I feel is, ironically, 40 years later, just getting started in so many ways.
I mean, yeah, the hot news this week was the casting of She-Hulk. She's going to be in the MCU. She's going to have her own Disney Plus series. Those series are going to catapult those characters into the movies as well. She has a huge history ahead of her. She may be the only Hulk at some point, because Mark Ruffalo's tenure is going to end probably. So these are exciting times. But it's just fascinating to know where she started. Tom Tormey is just a wealth of knowledge, and I'm glad he's working with us each week on this. I love this segment. Matt, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, first I want to echo Tom. Wow, that was fantastic. I want to tune in to watch that again next week. So that was great. And She-Hulk's just getting started. I'm glad. I love history. Think about the history behind the comics and the things we love. It was really cool to find that out. And like Chris said, that team was good enough to put something behind that. Look at what's happening now. So it's going to be good.